yogurt absolutely free. Holbrook Asphalt pays for it. And I'll see you there.
What'd they say?
This is Gary Sorensen from
Holbrook Asphalt, something about free frozen yogurt?
Yeah, if a local team scores 25 points or more, you can go after the game and get free 5 ounces.
Okay.
At Yogurt Land.
Oh,
I've done it several times. It's pretty cool. Just walk in and say, hey, I want free yogurt. No, okay, take it. Of course, I think the second time I got like 9 or 10 ounces instead of 5, and I had to pay for the extra.
Oh my gosh.
The Americas, Australia, and the South Pacific. Find out more by
Okay,
joining
40
Regent
seconds.
Cruise Line
Let's do it.
for travel for an afternoon of discovering Regent Cruise Line.
Okay.
September 19th at
We
4
ready?
p.m. at the
Everybody
Desert
ready?
Garden Hotel on Hilton Road.
Red eye.
That is Thursday, September 19th at 4 p.m. at the Desert Garden Inn Hotel. For all of your travel plans,
Everybody
be sure
can
to call
see our little
First Rock
studio.
Travel.
Because the way I got it set up.
For over 60 years.
Or YouTube Live.
I love it. Okay. Boris, they've had that jingle going around for a couple of whiles. Can they see me past this?
Yep. Oh, wait a minute.
I'm standing behind the camera. That was funny. I'm
We
like,
can move it.
it's gonna have to be.
Morning,
me.
everybody. News Radio 94.9, 890 KDXU. It's time for St. George Real Estate Thursday Morning Drive with Jeremy Larkin. What's up, Jeremy?
Hey, I'm up.
You're up.
I'm up. I'm up.
Dave Matthews Band is up too.
Oh man. Just gonna reiterate one more time that I saw them. How long has it been now? 10 days ago.
But it was awesome, right?
Unbelievable.
I've never seen Dave Matthews Band, but I hear he's great.
I'm gonna tell you right now what it was about. It was up at USANA Amphitheater, 20,000 people. That's probably like 16 or 18,000. It wasn't full. It was full, but it wasn't like, people were getting pressed against the fences like Woodstock. However, the fun thing with these guys is that you're watching 8 professional musicians on the stage. It's not like Dave got some guys and then they put the camera on Dave. Every single guy on the stage going, how can this guy be this good on a trumpet? How can this guy on the sax be? How can the keyboardist be? Anyway, it was incredible. It was incredible. Good morning to everybody. Jeremy Larkin, host of the St. George Real Estate Morning Drive, with my good friend. And he is my good friend, actually, Jesse Paul in studio.
Good morning, everybody.
Yeah, this guy is actually a good friend. He's one of my business partners, helps us run the Larkin Group. Of course, if you don't know, what we do is we help people in our day job is helping people move through the mire that is buying and selling a home.
That's a pretty good description. The mire. It can be at times.
Oh, it's
The
stressful.
mire, yes.
I mean, look, I don't care what you're told. It's stressful.
Yes.
Andy, is it stressful?
It is stressful, and I want to say this. Somebody
You
asked
just
me
went
about.
through it.
Yeah, somebody asked me about this, and they said, "Why don't you use Jeremy Larkin?" I had already signed with an agent before I got to know you
Painful.
guys, and actually, I mean, he did a fine job, but it would have been nice to have you guys in my corner.
Well, we
during
were
the
talking
process.
about it every week, and
But it was, you're right, it was like, what's a mire? It's a mud bog, right? It's
Yeah.
kind of like walking through a mud bog. Yeah.
Well, let me say, just so you know, Andy, the resentment, it was at a 10. It's down to about a low 2.7, 2.5.
I'm telling you,
Time-
I didn't know you yet.
time
I know.
heals all wounds.
I know. So, but you're right, and I appreciate you speaking up. It's stressful, and there's no way around it. So this is what we do, and the reason that it's so important that we spell this out is, I heard the funniest thing. My cousin Darren, so his wife Danielle is the Larkin running for city council. Well, you're gonna have her on the show at some point because she is. And by the way, not because she's my cousin's wife, because she's absolutely dynamic, and I believe she is. We need like 5 more like that at St. George City. Just like the perfect blend of progressive with some core important values, like still honoring the city's great. The reason we love the city is because how the city was built, right? So, but he and I were talking, and he sends me a text the other night. He says, "Okay, this is funny." He's like, "I'm gonna miss you this weekend because I'm missing a little trip that I was gonna be on with these guys. He's a little biking trip. He said, I'm gonna miss you." And he said, "By the way, everywhere I go, people ask me if I'm related to the realtor Larkin." He said, "Some old guy on Kolob," and of course it was kind of tongue in cheek. It's because the statement is hilarious. "Some old guy on Kolob said that he heard you were the best realtor in the U.S."
That is great.
It's so it.
Some old guy on
Yeah, it
call.
was such a.
There's some religious
Yeah.
tones there.
Well, it's so funny because it's the kind of the classic thing that some guy would say, you know, I mean, yeah, well, thank you, but it's funny. But it is, but here's where I'm going. Where I'm going is that, I think this happened with our client base. There's this perception that because we're on the radio, and I'm in the media all the time, and I'm on Facebook all the time, and we're out there, like, oh, well, those guys don't have time for us. Those guys, either like, not that we're out of their league, just kind of almost like maybe we're not available. Holy smoke, this is what we do. The reason, folks, and thank you for watching, and please chime in and ask questions and comment today. Title of the show today is Prayer is Fantastic, by the way, but it's not the sole strategy for selling your home.
Mhm.
Yeah. Anyway, we honor you praying.
That doesn't work in selling your home, I'm
Yeah,
sorry.
but
I
there you
tried.
go. I know, but the point being, the very fact that we have this content that people love on the program, guess how we got it? You know, they talk about rolling up your
Rolling up the
sleeves,
sleeves,
talk
yeah.
about getting in the pits. We want to be in the mire, the mud bog. We've been in it with the pigs for a long time. And you sell nearly 1,200 homes, over $250 million in real estate. So if you have questions about buying or selling a home, we want you to reach out. And it's always without obligation. It's so fun if you go to our website, soldinstgeorge.com, it says, ask me anything. Grab 30 minutes and ask me anything. So you can literally book an appointment without even talking to me, right on the calendar. And it's linked to my calendar. And ask me anything, and we'll meet with you and we'll talk. And, but I hope that people understand that, right? This is, the content of the show is based on the fact that we're actually in the trenches every day with all the swine. And there's.
He looked at me, right, he looked at me and said, all the swine.
With the swine. Hey, I do want to, so again, soldinstgeorge.com, soldinstgeorge.com, you can contact us or just ask us anything. And how fun is this one this week, Jesse? You know, Scott? No. We don't want to get too personal. Our pharmacist,
Oh, yes,
first name?
Mike.
Mike, thank you. Oh, geez, because I've been emailing with Scott this morning. Guy reached out to us, hey, we're ready to sell our home. We always said when we were gonna sell our home, we'd list with the best. They came through soldinstgeorge.com. Beautiful home, by the
Yeah,
way.
it's awesome.
Gorgeous home, $769,000,
Yep,
3,500
going on the
square
market
feet.
today,
One of the-
569.
You know, going on the market today. And so will you please, one of you or your team, reach out to us. We love that email, right? And that's somebody who's listened to the program and just feels like we have some credibility. I do want to mention something on a sad note, Jesse, and this is so interesting. We're on Facebook Live this morning, so you can be listening to us 94.9 FM, 890, I should say, 890 AM. What's 97 point something? I was gonna ask you what this station is.
97.7 is ESPN radio.
Okay. So, had a guy the other night, I was at Cliffside, he was waiting on me. He was a server, cool guy. Gets to the end, I knew I recognized your voice. I listened to your ads on 97.7, funny. So anyway, 94.9 FM, 890 AM, but we stream this live on Facebook and YouTube, and the Facebook is facebook.com/Jeremy Larkin. So if you're listening on the radio and you wanna see us, facebook.com/Jeremy Larkin. We want to do something fun and honor somebody that passed, Joe Boca, while we're at it. The fun is, we did a little drawing for it's at the office? Did we bring it?
Yeah,
It's
yeah,
okay.
I forgot. I
So-
ran out of there about it.
Have you seen, no big deal, man. So have you seen St. Georgeopoly, Andy?
Mhm.
Yeah, so it's a Monopoly game, right, Jesse?
That's cool.
With all of the St. George classics, Bear Claw, Poppy Trail, Snow Canyon State Park, the courthouse on Boulevard, all these cool things.
It's really cool, yeah.
Yeah, so St. Georgeopoly, and we said, hey, let us know what you're doing for Labor Day. Drawing is gonna be on 9/2. Well, sorry, we went to 9/5. And, drum roll please, I drew before I walked in this morning. Congrats, actually one of our clients, past clients, Jamie Abbott Meekum, amazing lady.
Jamie, yeah, I love
Do you know Jamie?
Oh, yes, my
Yeah.
old neighbor.
She's fantastic, and she and the kids are gonna love this game. She said, by the way, they'd be camping in the mountains and hunting, so she is the winner of our St. Georgeopoly game.
She's a ginger.
Yep, she is a
She's a
ginger.
ginger.
She is a ginger. Worked with her on a couple of transactions. But here's the sad one. As I went through the comments, there was a comment from Joe Boca. Yeah, 5 days ago. Party with my family. And,
The question was, what are you gonna do on Labor Day? And
Yeah.
and his answer was part of it.
and I think he did party actually.
Mhm.
If you believe what some people believe, right? I mean, he's probably partying with some family beyond here. So we lost Joe Bocut, St. George City Councilman, and of course, all the news is like, St. George City Councilman passes. Hey, Joe Bocut passed. We don't really care about St. George City Council. You know what I mean? With all due respect, guy's incredible. Guy's incredible. Love the man. Worked with Guild Mortgage, Chantry Abbott, who we have on the program often. Joe was their PR guy. You know, they need a new PR person. He was just.
Joe is the essence of the kind of man I believe every man would want to be. Just the guy that walks in and makes everybody in the room feel like they're the most important in a crowded room.
And anybody who's watching live, I don't know if they are, comment if you knew Joe. You know, Joe lived exactly 1.5 blocks. You know, I called you this morning on the walk. I was out walking, called Jesse before the show. Hey, need some personal help and got to talk about the radio program. What are we talking about? And I walked right by Joe's home, and there was his truck out front, his little blue truck. And so amazing man, and funeral services for him are this weekend, viewing tomorrow. And the Saturday's a funeral. So tough one, but always weird, right? There's that comment from him. It throws you off when you lose somebody that's important. You're like, I just talked to him, you know? But he had some health issues, and that was that. He was out putting up rodeo signs for the St. George Rodeo coming up next weekend.
You know what's
Collapsed.
phenomenal about that is he actually passed doing the very thing he loved to do, is serving.
That's what he did.
He served people. Probably 100% of the time. I've never seen him when he wasn't serving somebody.
Well, and I'm going to soapbox for the next 37 seconds. You know the not in my backyard. Here you go, Andy. You know, NIMBY, not in my backyard. We have such a massive divide in our community right now, which is everybody has moved here because they like the community. And then when they move here, what do they say?
You want to make a difference.
Yeah, and our city government is the worst. Joe Boca, this is the kind of thing that made the community, right? Like, these are the kinds of, guys like this are what? Well, he was one of the good old boys. He actually was a good old boy. Well, actually, technically, he's a good old boy. He's a good older gentleman. We have to find that balance as we grow this community. The community's going to grow. I'm gonna repeat for the 57th time on this program. We don't control growth. We manage growth. Cities don't control growth.
You can't put a wall on people's lap.
Sorry. I mean, listen, unless you wanna be in a socialist environment. Listen, it's fantastic. I've heard people in North Korea and China really love it. Wink, wink, nod, nod, hard, hard. Right? And Soviet Russia from the olden days. No, it's called a free market, and it's an economy. And buyers and sellers drive prices up. Realtors and mortgage lenders don't do any of it.
That's true.
So, and neither is city government. So anyway, God bless you, Joe. We love you, and it's a tough one, man. So, all right, but let's talk real estate, should we?
Let's do it.
How's your prayer life, Jesse? I know it's pretty strong.
It
You know what I
varies
mean?
from day to day, but it is pretty strong.
I know. I've got a prayer life. It's happening, but sometimes I feel like, hey, love Darren James, such a great guy, by the way. This guy's in Louisiana, one of my good friends. Incredible agent. Excellent show. Sorry about the loss. Seems like a wonderful man in the community. Praying for y'all. Man, Darren, just think of some, but just think of everything you want to be, and a spouse, you know. And
I was actually in tears thinking about just something to say about, because the way he made me feel.
I've never seen so much commentary on Facebook, on social media, like
haven't
people reposting. Oh, well, since the latest celebrity that nobody knew died. But anyway, you know, you're right.
You
It's
would
just
think
insane.
that's what it was.
So,
All right, let's talk.
yeah.
about
So, but in honor of Joe, because he was always so kind, and you know what he would do? He would write me these handwritten notes. This, I should have brought one in for today's show. There's some on our wall right now in the office.
Yeah.
Hey, Jeremy, it is like a gift. This is the way he spoke. It is a gift. It is an honor for me to be in business with you guys.
Yes.
How cool is that? I'm like, okay. You know, Joe, do you realize how insane I am?
We're not worthy.
Yeah, we're not worthy. So in honor of Joe, we're gonna help people get their home sold and keep this business moving forward, because this is the business of the day. We run a real estate program. Jesse just shot a great video that's got some incredible outtakes. We'll release it in the next several days?
I released it yesterday.
Okay, where's it at?
It's on YouTube.
Okay, I will, do you wanna plug it in? You wanna plug it into the comments?
Yeah.
Okay, so, Jesse released a video, okay? And it sounds like the old, you know when you go to Reader's Digest, Andy, the check stand, because I know you love to read about 9 ways to lose belly fat, and 4 ways to improve relationships, and 13 ways to avoid the nuclear meltdown.
Used
Okay.
to love Reader's Digest.
How about I do that later,
Me too,
since my
man.
computer doesn't like the internet?
Oh, okay, that's okay. I love Reader's Digest also, a lot of fun. I like to read the funnies in there.
All the little
Yeah,
one
those are
paragraph
so
jokes.
great.
Yeah.
They're so great, so Jesse, give us the title of the video, it's. Go
Things to
ahead.
consider when selling a home.
Mhm. Now, I'm gonna say something. The cool part is, it's not 5 points that were written by a college intern, because
No.
you guys know that most of the articles on the internet, 7 ways to know he's in love with you. That was written by someone for $125 as a paid blog. This is actually like, hey, we sold 1,200 homes,
Yeah.
and here's what we learned, right? So fired up, walk folks through this, and of course, we're teasing their prayer is amazing, but not the only tactic for selling a home. We're gonna talk about 3 Ps of real estate. Andy, what do we got today to run through this, time-wise? What do you think?
You're around 10, 11 minutes
Oh,
left.
perfect, because we want to
That's
just bang it
great.
right out,
Yeah.
not bore people to tears. So Jesse's been with me now, what, almost 4 years?
A little over, actually.
Yeah, and is our lead listing partner, which means he is selling the highest number of homes for our seller clients now. He's really taken my role, and I think he's better than I am at the job. To walk us through this, start talking through it.
So the first thing we came up with is to time it. And, you know, in every market in the country, there's the best time, the better time, right? So that's spring, followed by fall, summer, and then the last 6 weeks of the year, or winter.
Oh, what you're saying is you're being actually honest with people that there are better and worse times.
There are.
Technically speaking.
There are, technically speaking, but everybody falls in one of those when they have to move, right? So one thing to consider there is, how do you take advantage of that time of year? For instance, Christmas. How do you take advantage of Christmas?
Yeah, because are people
If
gonna
you
sell
have
at
to
home at
move
Christmas time?
During Christmas,
Oh, yeah.
absolutely. And we're actually pretty lucky in St. George, because we have a pretty strong season all throughout the year. Now, we have our ups and downs, but even in the fall, we have a great market.
Yeah, so step 1 is time it.
Time it, yep.
Time it if you can, right?
Yep.
And Jesse says spring and fall, probably equal in Washington County. Summer is actually a pretty killer home selling season. All the data proves it.
It is. It slows down a little bit because of the heat, but
Yeah.
we still have a great.
Last 6 weeks of the year, statistically speaking, the fewest homes sell.
It is, but I believe that you'll find really great buyers. Number one, you'll have less competition, less homes on the market. But I think there's nothing better than a family that wants to get in by Christmas.
Yeah.
Now, granted, that means you're moving by Christmas,
Yeah.
but you could possibly get more money
And when's the right time to sell at the end of the day?
when you need to.
When it's time.
Yeah, when
You
it's
know, I
time.
mean, look, most people don't have the benefit of time. All right, so that's number 1. This is 5 really key elements to getting your home sold in peace and harmony. Go ahead.
One is timing, right?
Yeah,
Yeah.
good.
Yeah,
Okay,
So
Jesse.
what's number 2?
Number 2 is partner up. So in choosing your partner, I like Jeremy's adage on this. You know, everybody wants to believe how beautiful the Amazon rainforest
There's
is.
all this talk about the rainforest
But
burning up,
none
which we
of
don't even know
us-
if half of it's true, but it looks bad.
None of us want to be there at night alone.
Yeah, hey Andy, we're just gonna parachute you into the Amazon rainforest.
Agents who
Mhm,
put an offer in, and then going through the offer, we realized that he had actually set himself up to give the seller his earnest money if he backed out for any reason. Now, in the contract, Utah's a pretty buyer-friendly state. They can almost get their earnest money back in any condition unless they check the wrong box.
Correct.
So that's how complicated contracts can be. One little X in the wrong place and you've lost $5,000-$10,000.
Yeah, oops.
So,
If you're independently wealthy, it's fine. So when we say partner up, what we're talking about is hiring a great real estate agent, hiring a fantastic mortgage lender to help you do your lending on the flip side.
to go through all of this
Okay?
process with
Yeah,
somebody else.
again, you don't wanna be dropped into the middle of the jungle alone,
Yeah.
right?
That's right. So number 3 is actually making it shine. Really doing the little details in your home, in your front landscaping, every part of it, so that you're like a Nordstrom's and not
I have a
presenting yard
super
sale.
cool story I just heard yesterday and listened to an audiobook, Audible, love Audible. Pablo Picasso, he's later in life, he was in his 70s, and he was at a little coffee shop, and he was doodling, and he doodled out this really cool thing on a napkin. You know, he's Picasso.
Mhm.
Right.
And some woman said, "Oh, that is beautiful. Can I buy it?" He said, "Yeah, that'll be $20,000." She said, "$20,000, that only took you like 5 minutes to draw." And he wadded up the napkin and put it in his pocket and said, "It took me 60 years to draw."
Mm.
So when we come back to making it shine, I just
Mhm.
heard this yesterday.
It's cool.
You know, when you see the house online, that's not usually how we found it.
Right.
So we bring in a home staging consultant.
Mhm.
We might have you replace carpet, we might have you touch up paint. We'll give you our 34-step checklist to preparing your home.
Right. Really go through all the
Professionally
details.
photographed, like, it's gonna come out not the same as we found it,
Mhm.
right? There's all the work, again, Michael Jordan and all these people in Tiger Woods. Yeah, they're doing things on the screen, but you know, like thousands of hours. Anyway, make it shine.
Yep.
Number one, time it, if you can time it. Number two, partner up with the right people to help you. Number three, make it shine.
Number four, squeeze every dollar out of your home. And, you know, and you and I talked about this the other day.
Bring it out.
There is nothing that a consumer cannot find in this day and age. There was a day when we controlled a lot of the stuff, but these days, that's not true. But pricing your home can be the most critical part in getting more money or less money. There's so many variables that are controlled
Absolutely.
around price, that is the most critical part.
Without question, right? So you're squeezing every dollar. And Jesse, like, one of the things you make this great, and what he's saying, by the way, in case people are like, what do you mean the consumer has everything? 25 years ago, it's now been that long, what happened is every month, they'd bring this big, I wanted to do a sound, that's the sound of the big MLS book hitting the counter. Here's all the new listings.
Boom.
Hit the table, oh, and you'd start flipping through these pages to find them, right? And then by the time you drove out to the house, it was sold.
Yep.
And then the next month you got the MLS book. Well, Andy, you just bought and sold a home. Every listing is available to you the day it hits the market, really, right? You know? So when we say squeeze every dollar, remember that the buyers have all of the information. So pricing
They
is
even
so.
have the history
Yeah.
of how long it's been on the market.
Yeah.
But what they don't have is what it actually sold for.
Yeah.
So if you've got a seller pricing their home against what's not sold versus what actually buyers are paying, that sometimes is a big difference.
Jesse had a property out in Bloomington Hills recently. I don't remember their names, but you do, $399,900-ish, and we put that home on the
Mhm.
market, and it was so.
The
It was
Teeples.
the Teeples, within $5,000 of what they wanted. We were just very strategically below that, and they ended up selling it for, how much over the asking price?
I think it was 13,000.
13,000 over asking.
Yep.
And here's the funny part,
And 10,000 more than we had originally talked about.
by being just in the strategic zone.
Yep.
Number 5 in the last 2 minutes.
Number 5, it's showtime.
Yeah, which showtime is, meaning,
You hit the market and you do everything possible to get that in front of as many eyeballs as you can.
what day do we want our listing set in the market at Larkin Group?
Thursday.
Today.
And the
There's
reason
a
for
rhyme and a
that,
reason to that.
the reason
We
for
don't-
that is
you
because,
know,
well, we really don't have time to talk.
we there's
about
no
it.
time.
Okay.
But however, you can call us and we'll tell you, we get the market on Thursdays,
Yep.
okay? And that home needs to be spit shined, spit polished,
Mhm.
professionally photographed, professionally videographed, it's not even
Yep.
a word, right?
Yeah,
Professional,
video.
professional video.
Video off.
Done.
I can't even say.
Okay? Jesse, what are the 3 Ps of real estate? Let's talk about prayer as we wrap up.
So put a sign in the yard, put it in the multiple listing service, and pray that somebody else sells it.
Yeah, that's
So
the old,
That's where that came
it's the
from.
old realtor approach.
That's the old.
And by the way, there are brokerages, especially brokerages who are discounting their fees.
Mhm.
That is the methodology, right? Because when you're not charging anything for your services, something has to give, okay? So, 5 items. We've been in the trenches.
Yeah.
Jesse, Paul, thank you for doing this. I posted the video so everybody can
Oh,
watch
cool.
it. Guys,
Leave me your comments.
get out there, like these kind of little missteps can be the difference in $5,000, $10,000, 30, 40, 60, 90 days on the market.
They really can.
Visit us at soldinstgeorge.com. Grab 30 minutes and ask us anything.
All right, thanks, Jeremy.
Enjoy the weekend.
Thanks, guys.